My name is Melissa Ferry. I am the head of track and field and cross country here at West Chester Men and Women, cross country, indoor and outdoor. I work with 4 wonderful other coaches. That includes Coach Week over the distance events, Coach Mosley for our throwers, Coach Burton for our horizontal jumps, and Coach Boucher who works with our pole vaulters. We are also supported by a wonderful resource staff here that includes Coach Brian Stevens in the weight room, that includes Dr. Karpinski with nutrition, Dr. Otley, Dr. Clark, all of the people that really make our team run, as well as the great resources from athletic training and the school as a whole. In the past year, we've all been here on staff for about a year. So far, we've had Region Field Athlete of the Year last year for women's pentathlon. They've set 6 school records as recently as this past Friday night in women's pole vault, men's shot put, where Ralph furthered his U.S. #1 mark and set a PSAC all-time record. And in regards to growth financially as well as just in the program in general, last year we had about 60 student athletes. We're growing to about 80, which seems to be the nice threshold. And when it comes to fundraising for money, we do things like this. And we do the friends and family thing. I coach track and we are not, I wouldn't say we are financial fundraising experts, so we do those 2 things. Being that we're a big team, practice is always pleasantly hectic, if you will, and we'll have distance runners starting at one time, sprints, hurdles, and jumps at another. In the weight room, our throwers are out there, our pole vaulters are using both our facility as well as an away training facility for vault. So our group, they predominantly bond in informal ways. There are lots of dinner as training groups. Long bus trips, overnight travel are really big. And then community service, as well as our program works all the football games on Saturdays to raise money for our operations funding. And so those are the things that the team will do together, in addition to their regular training sessions, weightlifting, things like that. So West Chester is blessed with a lot of resources. Coach Brian Stevens handles our weight training for sprints, hurdles, and jumps and distance. And what he'll do is he'll design the periodization of it. He'll implement it in the weight room, oversee it. He'll do all the numbers on making sure people are lifting the right amount, things like that. Dr. Clark is in-house, so he's a sprint mechanics expert at the doctoral level with his research and his presentation. So like last week, he came in and presented about biomechanics, ground force, and things that help our sprinters run more efficiently, as well as faster, but without having to do more work. So utilizing the physics of it all as well. Dr. Otley's in-house, so she's done professional development for coaches. She's also tentatively going to come in and talk to our team directly then too about sports psychology, mental preparation. Dr. Karpinski runs the athlete fueling program, so our students have snacks after practice and typically like en route to the weight room because we're out there for a long time. And we also have an amazing manager, Jewel. So Jewel helps with all of our behind the scenes operations, getting uniforms up and running, food when we travel, all the things logistically that I think student athletes might take for granted when things go well because it's running so smoothly behind the scenes. So those are all the people that also help make this happen, that are not necessarily on our direct coaching staff, but are imperative to the success of the program. Obviously, we have a beautiful outdoor facility, which is amazing, Mondo surface, but we don't have an indoor training facility. In a perfect world, with the amazing perfect amount of fundraising, we would just magically get an indoor track. Because right now we make do with either the speed hallway, which is just a hallway in the back of the building. We go up to Hollinger, but it's on concrete, so it's not really ideal for people's health and shins. Or we'll try to make it work in the gyms upstairs, which is just not large enough in regards to running around the edges. So an indoor training space would be the best thing ever if life were to work out that way. And I was at the Hall of Fame dinner on Saturday, and those inductees were talking about training in the same facilities back 20, 30 years ago that are still operational now. So with the winters getting worse as they are, staying colder longer, last year I think most of our students were in leggings and hats and ski jackets training until about April, that it would be imperative to get indoor space. It also would help with reducing injuries in regards to hamstring strains or other typically muscle ailments, would be ideal. In the absence of that being possible, the funds to maybe access third-party indoor training facilities is great, as well as being able to provide gear that might be more weather appropriate. That would be ideal. So they're all interconnected, but the need right now most is in regards to the space to train, because November through almost April, we're outside sub 40 some degrees, 5 to 6 days a week. A locker room would be nice. We have historically, most track teams, a lot of them get by without them. We have an equipment space in the basement that has couches that our students will informally utilize, but certainly a locker room would be nice to provide students, particularly with the North-South campus, adjustments, and then students living off campus and whatnot, to be able to keep their gear in a safe place, to be able to decompress after practice without having to run back up to North or something would be nice, yeah.